What is up? What is good? The Wolf is back once again with another Let's Talk video, and it is time to talk about the newest installment of the classic Need for Speed franchise and the returning parts of the game from the rebooted Need for Speed from back in 2015 and the new additions to Need for Speed Payback for this year's new title. Of course, after I ran about a particular new system that's been added into the game, I'll, as always, say how I would fix the game and not just complain about it before launch like most everybody does. So with all that being said, let's talk. So the first thing that I want to bring up is the goods and bads, the returning goods and bads of the game. First one up, something good, the graphics. Now the graphics are still as good as the 2015 reboot, with the Frostbite engine still creating awesome feelings of speed, adrenaline, and of course the natural shine of both sunlight and cool looking paint jobs. Now while the game looks great, it doesn't necessarily update the look of the game at all. Payback is really just set mostly in the daytime, so it makes everything look a lot different. Now there are nighttime missions and races, and overall the game still looks great, but doesn't bring anything easily noticeably new to the table in the way of visuals like say maybe simulation racing games do, like Forza or like Gran Turismo would, in the level of details present in the vehicles. But the game still looks smooth, so I'll give it credit there. Now I only got hands-on with the Xbox One version, and I was live streaming for most of it, so it's kind of hard to tell whether or not the game was running at, say, maybe close to a 2K resolution or say 60 FPS. But when I recorded the gameplay off stream using the Elgato, the game seemed to be running at between 30 to maybe 45 FPS. Now, in my experience, for consoles, the PS4 Pro seems to keep a higher resolution and a frame rate closer to the 60 FPS mark, which makes the game, running with the Frostbite engine look noticeably better on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Of course, if you have the option for the PC, then that would be most likely, be the best bet for the highest performance. Now, next up is the gameplay. Now, the gameplay is very similar to that of the Need for Speed 2015 game, the reboot, in the way that you can tune the car to either be a street racing, corner-hugging monster that will outpace the competition, or you can tune your ride to take every turn in fashion with quick drifts and add them all-important style points to the racing. Now, a nice addition to this is the feel of the weight of your vehicle. Instead of every vehicle kind of sliding the same amount no matter which way you tune it, in Payback, a heavier set car made for taking on police will have a hard time initiating a drift next to say a car that's made for all-around street racing. Additionally, also the derelict vehicles can be made into one of 5 different categories: all-round racer, off-road, drift, drag racing, and a runner class. Mix that with the new loot box filled card system to upgrade your vehicles, the gameplay starts to feel more of a pain, it's a pain in the ass in depth than a fun roller coaster ride experience like the Need for Speed games is known for. Now next up, we'll get into the free roam mode. Now free roam is not online based, which was kind of a pain in Need for Speed 2015 for some. If your internet connection didn't stay stable, it made it hard to even get the game up and running the right way. This is fixed with free roam single player mode being separated from online free roam mode. The big difference, which was brought up to me in my Twitch chat when I was live streaming, is there's no apparent, co-op story racing anymore. I never did co-op racing in Need for Speed 2015, so I can't talk too much on that. But the lack of the always online, it made that happen. Now, with the lack of the always online design, it's probably a good thing, especially if EA decides to shut down the servers for the game in the future. Need for Speed 2015 will most likely be unplayable if they ever do decide to shut down the servers for that, because, the game is always online. It needs that connection. Now, new stuff that is brought to the table. Loot boxes. Yes, it's true. EA has made the evil loot boxes invade Need for Speed. Unfortunately, this makes the game twice as difficult to pick up and play since it affects the garage and upgrade systems. Not only does this bring in the microtransactions fad into the franchise, but it kills the in-game momentum and steady story progression, on top of making it frustrating to do even the simplest of vehicle mods and upgrades. You want to throw an upgrade for your engine, brake, exhaust, etc. into your ride, you have to stop and search for a damn loot box card to essentially make minor to average upgrades to your ride on top of having to spend cash to install that card to your vehicle. I feel like this system is just dumb, and I'll explain a little bit later on how I would fix it, before the launch of the game. Now, the other dumb thing that this game does is it has multiple locations to buy, upgrade, and mod your vehicle. That's right. You want to buy a new street racing car, you have to go to a dealership. You want to buy an off-road vehicle, you have to go to another dealership. You want to upgrade any of your vehicles, you have to go to a shop. And yes, if you want to change paint jobs, add vinyls, or just modify the body pieces of your ride, you guessed it, you have to go to the garage. It's just overly complicated. Makes you wish you were back playing, Need for Speed 2015, where you could go into the garage, get your stuff done, and get back on the road racing and have fun experiences instead of doing a massive run around just to upgrade a vehicle. It makes the game more of a pain in the ass than any other racing game I've ever played. It kind of reminds me of Test Drive Unlimited and how, people gave up on that game because it was also such a pain in the ass having to, do extra runaround work just to get through the game. Plus, the game didn't work half the time because the game was an early version of an always online title, and the servers would mostly be laggy or down. So this is a step in the right direction from those types of games, but at the same time, it's way more of a pain in the ass because it's overly technical of everything that you're trying to do in it. Now, we are into the point of how I would fix the game myself before launch of the game. So the number one biggest thing in the room that everybody keeps complaining about, and the reason why the game is I think it's losing pre-sales, and it might do decent during the first week sales, but I'm pretty sure everybody's going to probably trade it in, is make loot boxes only for extra cosmetic car mods. You want spinner rims, a crazy looking stereo system, and neons on the bottom of the ride like Underground 2 and like Need for Speed 2015 had, then make those a part of loot boxes, not vehicle upgrades. I wouldn't have a problem with using loot boxes as extras, not as dependent and potential game-breaking features, or a feature. Here's an idea. How about making an official vehicle vinyls made by Ghost Game Studios, inspired by, say, classic cars like the ones in Fast and Furious, Baby Driver, or the Mustang skin from the actual Need for Speed movie, or even the Dukes of Hazzard, Gone 60 Seconds, that Mustang from there. Hell, even maybe add the car from Bullet or the older Need for Speed games. Now, don't make a system that most people hate a vital part of the core experience, because 9 times out of 10, the majority of people are going to hate the finished product of the game, most likely result in people not buying the game or returning it after they figure out how much of a pain it is to do anything in it. Now, the other big thing is stop trying to make the game so damn technical to play. Now, while the game felt fun to drive and the story was average to alright, where my biggest gripe being the lack of immersion the CGI cutscenes had compared to the POV live action cutscenes that were brought to life, that brought to life the experience of being a underground street racer and actually made you feel a part of the story in Need for Speed 2015. A big reason why I'm skipping this year's Need for Speed at launch and waiting for it to either go on sale or be in the EA vault is after playing the EA Access early trial, I was already burnt out on the amount of running around you have to do just to make a few upgrades happen. I mean, come on, we've always had in every single Need for Speed, every upgrade mod to your car could be done in the garage. Why change that when it works so good? I can see adding the derelict cars as in-game collectibles and being able to customize those cars for different types of races, whether it be drifting or off-road. That was a cool idea. Also, it's kind of a cool and fun idea that you have to do easy little challenges to add a new paint job to the car one piece at a time. If you really want to get a lot of people's attention with a new customization system, then how about adding a mini game where you apply the paint job, kind of like Mark Echo's Gang Up Like Graffiti minigame, to paint your car using a simple drag of a paint sprayer with the right stick, and you apply it with the trigger. That'd be pretty cool, maybe even have another tool where you work the dings and scratches from the derelict cars that you find and possibly build them in another small mini game, you know? Put the parts together to make the cars like the old school games used to try and infuse a bit of realism into the experience. I feel like the little mini games, you know, those little things go a long way. You know, nothing too extreme though. I think it would really resonate with the car culture of building a car from almost scratch to personal masterpiece, like YouTube videos always be showing and everything. That would be really cool. It would make the vehicles feel like your own, with that sense of connection to your car, actually putting in a little bit of work without it being too annoying. That's why I say like little mini games, not overblow it. You know, isn't that what Need for Speed is supposed to be all about? Building a street racing vehicle that reps your personality while also kicking the competition's ass in the process. Is it too much to ask EA to get something like that done? Bring it back kind of old school, bring the realism in there, give us something flashy and fancy and fun and immersive that brings us into the game. Even if you do CGI cutscenes, make it in like first person, so you feel like you're in the game, not the camera looking at three different characters. It's just the little things like that that make the Need for Speed. It makes Need for Speed Payback so frustrating because the last game in 2015 was actually on a whole other level and even better than what this game brings to the table. So anyways, this has been the Let's Talk. You can see a little bit of glitchy gameplay in the background. Yeah, and the game, like I said, it was fun, but at the same time, just the pain in the ass part of this game really just kind of ruined the overall experience. The little things really got to me, and it really stuck out too. When I was live streaming and I was, seeing what the chat had to say about the game, the loot crate was the first big one that everybody hated, and it being so technical and having to run around so much, it was the second thing that everybody hated. Nobody wants to have to put that much run around into a game when you already have to do loot boxes and this and that stuff. It's just too much right there. Anyways, so this has been, like I said, the Let's Talk. I've been the Wolf. This is Need for Speed Payback. That's my thoughts on it and how I would actually make the game better. I will leave you with the rest of this video. You can check out the same mission on Xbox One using EA Access, the early trial. It's the same mission that you see at E3 this past year when they were showing the game off and all that, and a couple other shows too. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. Thanks for watching. If you want to, you can hit that thumbs up button. You can share the video around. And as always, of course, if you subscribe to the channel, it's going to make sure that you stay tuned for all new videos coming soon.
That's what I'm talking about. Good job, team. Let's take this baby home.
I'll see you there.
Mustang's too hot. I'll ditch it and catch up later.
Jess, that's a hell of a lot of cops on your tail. You sure you can handle them?
In this car, they'll never keep up.
So, Jess, how's she handling?
You know when you step on the gas and the engine growls to life for a second?
Oh, yeah.
Like that, except it never stops.
You're kidding me. You're halfway to the airfield already?
I like this car.
Cool. Subject hit. Man, I can't wait to drive it.
Sorry, Mac. The Koenigsegg's going straight to the gambler as soon as Raps had a peek under the hood.
Damn it. Why don't I ever get to drive cool cars?
Hey, Mac. You were right, by the way.
Yeah?
This is fun.
Ha-ha! Rap, Jess is here.
What? Already?
It's a shame we can't drive it around. This thing is on fire.
Bring it into the garage. Time I took a peek under the hood. Figure out what's so special about this thing before we ship it back to here.
So, you lost the car. This kind of failure will not become a pattern.
I'll find whoever did this. You can be sure of that.
My investors are becoming anxious. I pulled you out of the barrio because I thought you could handle this.
I can.
I hope so. What's under that hood was worth more than your life.
This better not be you, Morgan.